So yeah, what did you think about Undead Unluck, episode 5?
Could have did that way sooner. You should be like, all right, let's talk about Undead. I mean, I guess it's the same. You just sounded very, I don't know, like punched in.
Yeah.
But the episode's pretty good. I know we're not doing like the recap thing anymore, which I think is fine. I mean, all they did was just explain like why they exist, which was
Yeah.
pretty cool. And then he got some clothes as well, because the uniforms are like built to save them or be like a safety. Like they're in, you can't burn them, you can't cut them, you can't. They're just super strong. The uniforms are super strong. We find out that they take quests from this book, and that's like their whole goal is to do these quests and then get rewards. And if they don't do the quest, then it unleashes a new rule on the earth. Is that what
Yeah,
it
that's what it
was?
was. It was
Okay.
like the book was called like Apocalypse, and like there's like a creator or god behind it, and if they fail some missions, then there's penalties, and she names some like on the screen, like sex, language, race, death, sickness, and if they pass, then they get stuff, and they try to do them like strategically, like depending on the
Yeah.
award and penalty.
So that was pretty cool. They showed the other characters and they had their names blurred out, but if you had subtitles on, it said their name anyway.
Yeah, I was a little confused because the screen and the subtitles weren't matching.
And then I don't know why I just like put 2 and 2 together. Everybody, all of them are negators, but they all like literally all their powers just negate something.
Yeah,
Undead, unluck, unchange, something. Like it just prevents you from doing something. And so I don't know what took me like so long to realize that.
Do they all prevent? Like, what does Unluck's, like, what does she prevent?
Good luck.
She prevents good luck?
Yeah,
I guess.
like that's what she does. She gives you bad luck. So you don't get good luck. She takes away your good luck.
Okay. Unchange
for that moment
prevents change.
Yeah, undead.
Yeah.
You know,
Prevents
dying. You can't die.
Okay. Yeah, that was basically it for this episode, and then he got the clothes.
Character. Yeah, and the UMAs are I looked it up. It's like unidentified mysterious animals or something like that. It stands for. Because I'm like, they keep saying UMA. I was saying Uma. I'm like, what the fuck is Uma? And then I looked it up, and it's an acronym. So UMA, and then it was like, but some of the things, because they were like, you have to go hunt down this UMA, but some of them didn't look like animals. They looked like humans. I mean, I guess humans are technically animals.
Wait, aren't these all UMAs? Like, aren't they all UMAs too?
I'm not sure. It doesn't classify them.
Because they were
UMAs.
saying like there were UMAs and then there were artifacts, right?
Yeah, artifacts are like the book. The book is an artifact.
I think they're UMAs. And then I thought it was interesting that we find out the reason behind them, because she was trying to like, like equivalent, like someone like trying to like talk to Congress. Like she was like just trying to like pick their brains, I guess, and try to what's the word?
Why they're doing this?
Yeah, like debate them on like why they're doing this, or like ask them why they're doing this and try to get them to
stop
think about it and stop. And then the way she broke it down, yeah, she was just like, yeah, we're here for a goal, and that's to kill,
eventually get to that God basically. And kill him. Yeah, because he's the one that keeps adding these rules, and they're like, if we can get to him, he'll stop adding these rules, and then we don't have to do these quests. But I still think, like, even if they kill the person making the rules, won't UMA still exist? And some UMAs are bad, and some are good. They're like, some of them we don't even have to worry about. Yes. All right, I'm back.
Okay, maybe it's like an Attack on Titan type of thing. Like maybe if they get rid of the god, it'll just eliminate like all of them or all the rules. I was about to ask you, like, are you religious at all?
No, not really.
Okay. Because I was like, sickness obviously is like bad, but also you
Sickness,
could
death.
argue is kind of necessary. Death is kind of
Sickness is
necessary.
not necessary. Is
I
that what
mean,
you
it's
said?
kind of necessary for like overpopulation.
I
Like if no
mean,
one got sick, like we are already running out of resources. Like if no one got sick or if no one died
yeah, but
and
we're
we
only
just
running out of
populated
resources
forever.
because people over like
That's true
produce
too.
things. It's not because like, you know what I'm saying?
There is a disproportionate amount of usage
Amount of
for
uses,
certain
yeah, for
places and groups of people.
yeah, because like theoretically, yeah, I get what you're saying. Like over time, it'll be overpopulated, and then the population will outweigh the amount of resources needed to, have that population. But then again, it's like people can travel. Like we're figuring out ways to travel to different planets. So eventually, we just like overpopulate the whole solar system, I guess. But there's infinite amount of space, and then technology would continue to get better, and then you can travel across space for X amount of time and not have to worry about dying per se. And then if there's no death, then you don't need resources. If there's
That's
no
true.
sickness, you don't need resources. Language is necessary though, because how can you communicate? Language is very broad. That could be any form of communication.
I think why I ask is if you're religious, because I think in the Bible I'm not super religious either, but I think in the Bible somewhere, I think it was like, I don't know if it was Babylon or I don't know what specific story, but I remember God gave them different languages so that they couldn't build something together. I don't remember the specific story or what it was about, but I was gonna ask, like, do you think these like differentiators like language and race, like, do you think if they were not a
They're
thing, would
gone.
it be better or worse?
Um, Language. I feel like that's very broad because, like I said, you need language to communicate. Like, if there's no language, like, does that mean no language or just one language? There's not multiple
Just one
languages.
language.
If there's just one language, then yeah, I think that'll be fine. Race. I think if there was no race, it would probably be better because obviously there's racists. But then you can say if there's let's say there's no race, but there's different languages. Then you could be like a languages. Like people
Yeah.
will find
I
a
mean, there
reason,
already is that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. People will find a reason to have conflict. But if there's only one language, there's only one race, then it narrows down like what you're gonna fight over per se, And
Okay.
so I definitely think one language, and then like the elimination of multiple languages and the eliminations of multiple races would, I don't know, it's always going to be like a thing. It might be like, okay, you have long hair, you have short hair, you can't grow hair, you have a beard, you don't have a beard. You know what I'm saying? Like it'll always present other things, but it definitely would, I guess, cut down, or it might even increase the I don't know, because I mean racism is a very dumb thing. Like because you're two different colors, you don't like each other. I was gonna say it might potentially create something that's even more ridiculous, and people are like, "Oh, this
Yeah,
makes
like
no
people are gonna
sense."
get even more imaginative about what they
Yeah,
can
yeah. What they, yeah.
differentiate.
So I don't know. It varies, but I don't. I think I don't know. I don't think it'll really change anything per se. I think the main thing is like sickness and death. If both of those are gone, then it's like you can't kill anybody and you can't have bad health. So
Now we're forced to live with racists.
yeah, that I guess.
Well, also another thing with sickness and death. I feel like I'm a strong believer that like we can't be immortal, because if we were immortal, I feel like there would be like no sense of urgency
To do anything.
to do, yeah, and I feel like we wouldn't progress as fast if we were all immortal, or
Uh,
or progress at
you
all.
think the idea of death increases the ability to do stuff?
Yes. I think time is like the strongest motivator.
I think it could be both ways. Because some people feel like, oh, I'm just gonna die anyway. Why do anything?
Right.
So I think time is a good motivator, but I would have to see like who some of the people who created. I mean, conflict I think is the best motivator because the biggest technological advancements have come from war, and fighting.
True. Which is also related to death.
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess it's like I don't think it's necessarily time. Let's say you're immortal, but you can still die. You're immortal in the sense of like you can't die unless you're killed.
Okay.
I feel like that form of immortality is a lot more realistic, and I don't know if you're just immortal, like you can't take damage. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, but you can like if nothing bad happens, you don't get killed, like you can't get sick. But somebody could come up and shoot you or stab you or something, you'll die. But you're immortal in the sense of like if you're just naturally living, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You won't. So I don't know. I don't know.
If that was the case, I feel like maybe it would be like freedom would be the biggest resource at that point, or something else. Like if they can't take your life, they'll find something else to take.
Yeah, like make you work or
Yeah.
keep you in captivity. So yeah.
Okay. And then one last thing I have about Undead, because of the clothes. The clothes, their thing was like they change into like whatever clothes like you desired the most.
Yeah.
And I was gonna ask you, are there any clothes that you wanted but you never been able to get?
Not really. It was this recent Stussy drop that just came out that it was a shirt.
Stussy.
It literally just had a drop on Friday. It's the Apocalypse tee. It's sold out. I mean, I can still buy it, but I'm not paying $100 for a t-shirt. It's like its regular price is like $40 to $60, but you know, resellers and stuff. But like, I wouldn't care that much. That wouldn't probably be my most wanted thing. I don't know. I don't think I have any article of clothing where I'm like, dang, I wish I could have got that, or I really want this super bad. You know?
For me, I'm kind of saying this 'cause I'm not even big on clothes like that. I used to want the I don't know if they're Balenciaga. I don't know what they are, but the shoes, but they had like the little like
The
spikes on
socks.
them.
Oh,
When I was in high school, I wanted those. That was like the only thing I can think of right now. I feel like I used to want a Bape hoodie too.